And a very good evening, everybody. It's Monday. It's a little bit after 9 o'clock. And Jason and I are back with this week's live episode of Tea and Tops. My name is Graham with Shutout Sports Carns. And as always, as I've already said, I've joined by Jason. Jason, how are we doing?
We're doing good. I'm glad we were able to coordinate our outfits today. We were both looking
Yeah,
smashing.
look at us. Yeah, we do. We do. We're both repping. I actually thought I would surprise you and take a leaf out of your book and wear a matching T-shirt and hat for the very first time on stream. And yeah, lo and behold, you've rocked up in full Yankees gear as well. So I'm glad you've finally seen the light.
We have a theme tonight, so I wanted to go with the theme. I had it all there. But yes, I got some Yankee stuff there. I think I got like 2 hats and I got my Chin Meng Wang jersey. So
Oh my God, yeah, you're doing better than me as the actual Yankees fan. Like this T-shirt I got only last week, and this hat I got only last week. It's the first Yankee stuff I've picked up in quite some time.
I assumed you had a Yankees hat kicking about there somewhere.
I think I've got one in a drawer somewhere, but I've had it for a while, so it's a bit sweaty and gross. And plus, like my head got fat during COVID, so it doesn't fit anymore. So because I now have a fat head, I've moved away from fitteds, and I'm now all about the snapback. So this is a Yankee snapback, so it fits my fat COVID head.
Nothing wrong with snapbacks. I said personally, I think they're better than the stretch fit. That's what I'm trying to think of. The stretch fit ones, because once they're stretched out, they are just absolutely worthless again.
Yeah,
so,
I tell you, for a long time, I was fitted hats or riot, and now after getting a fat head during COVID, I've completely changed my stance, and now I'm just like, no, I'll just take a snapback because I know it'll fit on my head.
But which is fair, because I said, like, if you get your fitted and you wear it and you sweat in it, it shrinks and it fits your head perfectly, and then it shrinks a little bit more, and all of a sudden your favorite hat does no longer fit. So you know
Exactly.
what? Snap back. All right, I'll just release it one. We're good to go. Yeah.
I think the last time I wore a fitted hat was maybe 4 episodes ago when I had my Pirates hat on, and it was so tight it gave me a migraine. But like I refused to take it off through the show, but it was so freaking uncomfortable. If you go back and watch the video, you'll see me constantly adjusting it for like the last 20 minutes of the show, and that's literally because like it was stopping the blood flow to my eyes.
Yes, I have a few hats like that. I keep meaning to get your hat stretcher, so I can actually go stretch a few out to see if they'll actually work or not. So
I don't know if it does. I've got a hat stretcher in my drawer, and I've had limited success with it.
Yeah, that's kind of it. I think it's a nice 25-pound hat stretcher that may or may not work with your hats, and you go okay. So I got a couple of hats I bought that were kind of hard to find hats that I thought maybe I would try to stretch out to see if it works or not, but who knows.
Yeah, I just need to exercise my fat ass, and then maybe I'll be able to fit in my. I'll be able to fit back in my fitted hats again. That'll be the true test if I actually lose any weight.
Let's be honest. Like you went full Barry Bonds there. It's the steroids that are kicked in. And
It's steroids. That's it, man. Yeah, that's what my swollen neck's all about. Yeah. Yeah. Compare this fat version of myself to the Lithuania baseball trip version of myself. It's quite different. Yeah, but no, it's not anabolics, I'm afraid. It's just cheese and ham toasties through lockdown. There you go. That's pretty much what did it. So yeah, welcome along to this is just award nomination levels of banter that we're having here. So as is traditional now, we open the show. Yes, indeed, we have been nominated for the 2023 Podcast of the Year. For the UK, I can't even remember the official name of it now. The UK Trading Card Awards. There we go. First ever.
Trading Card Awards, yes.
Yeah. UK Card Collector Awards. There you go. It just popped into my head. Yes. So we are nominated in Podcast of the Year along with some of our peers in the space. Voting is open, still open until the 28th of June. So if you're listening to this, you've not yet had the chance to pop a vote in for us as your favorite trading card related podcast. Head along to the website teaandtops.com and you'll see it's the top link in our link tree. That'll take you to the voting form. You can not only vote for us there, but hey, you can go on a voyage of discovery and look at the other nominees and other people in the UK hobby scene. Not all baseball related, a lot of soccer guys in there, a lot of Pokemon guys in there. So if that's your jam, on top
we
of
the only baseball really
we are the only baseball, yeah, throughout the whole thing.
Yep, exactly.
And actually, that's not true. So I think there's a category called Community Hero, I think, and Rain City Cards in there, and Rain City Cards dabble in baseball. So
I have no idea who that is.
More. They commented, I think, or it might even have messaged us on Instagram. That's where I saw them.
All right, yeah. Well, anyways, if you vote for us, I will bribe you.
Oh no!
prize giveaway. So if you vote for us, or at least say you vote for us, and let us know, and we'll give a giveaway, probably a Project 2020 or Project 70 card kicking about, or maybe one of my Tops Now Mariner cards that I've seen be collecting.
That is actually not a bad idea. We should formalize that and put it out on the socials.
Absolutely. I wish work was a little slower to do that, but yes, absolutely. And the funny thing today was I told work, I said, "How's your weekend?" I said, "You know what? I've been holding on to this dude for a while, and I feel like we need some good news for positive vibrations for our Monday." I said, "I've been nominated for Sports Podcast of the Year," and he went, "You have a podcast?" Thanks. I have been working here 6 months now, and you've never just asked me about it.
There you go. There you go. I'm adding it to our to-do list. A vote for us giveaway. So yeah, we'll formalize something around that and get it out in the socials. So keep an eye on the social media. But vote for us now. You can still enter even if you've already voted. Just tell us you voted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll stick you in a draw for maybe a little bundle of goodies.
Yeah, and funny enough, I ran into somebody yesterday who actually knew about the card show coming up.
Oh, interesting.
It was one of those things there because I had mentioned I had obviously the podcast because I tell everyone about it, and it actually came up because we were in Chicago, and he goes, "Oh, there's a sports card convention coming up in July." I'm like, "I know the one." I said, "There's an award show. I won't be there, but I'm hoping to come back with something."
Yeah, and we are nominated. Yeah, there you go. I might be able to bring the award to Chicago if we both make it out there. If we win. I'm sorry, when we win.
When we win. We're going to figure out how to hack ChatGPT.
Yeah, we need to get it working for us to constantly vote. Yeah, that'll be good. So yeah, keep an eye on the socials for that. That's a great idea. We'll do a little competition, a little giveaway there for those of you who are kind enough to vote for us. And of course, as always, if you're listening to this as a podcast from Spotify or Apple Podcasts or where else are we? Amazon, Audible, all those good places. If you could take that 2 minutes or maybe even less just to give us that little 5-star rating, drop us a like and subscribe to it and ring the bell and whatever else you're supposed to do on social media, that would be fantastic. These things go a long way to helping us with the show, more than you would expect.
I tell you what, if you actually write a review, we'll give you 5 additional entries for the competition.
Oh gosh, look at that!
Let's go wild
away here.
Give it away there. So yeah, so if you write a review, we'll give you an extra 5 entries to the competition giveaway. We are going to sell our souls for that award.
We really are. We really are. Excellent. Yeah, let's again formalize all this, so we will confirm it all on social media. And yeah, that's a great idea. I like these ideas. Let's get us popular. More popular. More popular.
Exactly.
How dare I?
I'm proud to say, well, who are they? We are the number one British related sports card. Let's go check that out as you're talking about the next.
That's it. Yeah, you can go and vote again while we look take a look at the most recent releases as we move into our regularly scheduled programming. So yeah, I think I touched on this in last week's or 2 weeks ago show, the previous episode. Let's get this professional a little bit. No major releases have come out in the last couple of weeks. The Bowman hype train continues. No sight yet of the Drew Jones 1/1 Superfractor autograph card. This is the one that Blowout Cards have. No, sorry, that's not true. It's Dave and Adams who've put the $1 million lifetime bounty on. So that card has to be pulled within the first 30 days of release. And if my maths is correct, which it probably isn't, we're more than halfway to that point now. And still no sign of the Drew Jones Superfractor. So it is still in the wind. It's probably sitting in a fat pack in a Walmart somewhere, because that tends to be how these things go. So if you were playing the odds, and the odds are dramatic, but if you were playing the odds, then I would go and hoover up some retail from Walmart, because you just never know. You just never know. Yeah, so I think a little under 2 weeks left to get that Drew Jones Superfractor pulled. If you're not aware of the promotion, you can get an immediate bounty from Dave & Adams, one of the large US retailers, of 250,000 American dollars. Or you can hold on to that card, and if Drew Jones makes the Hall of Fame after the end of his playing career, then you can sell it then for a guaranteed $1 million. So Jason and I discussed this on the last show, and we're pretty sure we're taking that $250,000. You take that $250,000 and invest it for 21 years, and it's going to come back at a lot more, $1 million. So looking at it from a purely boring standpoint, take that $250,000 and run. So if you're close to a Walmart or a Target, go scoop up some retail. Because I've got a funny feeling it's probably hiding in a Walgreens pack or something ridiculous. That's where it's going to come from. So yeah, keep going. You've got 2 weeks left to get your hands on some product and hopefully pull that card and hit the bounty. I don't know what's going to happen after the 30 days, if they're going to reduce the bounty or if it's just going to go away entirely. Let's see if it happens.
So yeah, I hope it's some 12-year-old kid that hits it.
So do I. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go hoover up some cheap retail, man. You just don't know. No. You just don't know. Mega boxes of Bowman are due to release fairly soon. I don't have the actual date in front of me, so that's like a slightly cheaper retail sized box. So you won't have any guaranteed autographs or anything in it, but it's a cheaper way to access the product. You just got to play the odds, man. Just go for it. Go for it. Why not? So yeah, no big releases from Topps certainly in the last couple of weeks. We did have one new product out. So from Panini, our friends at Panini, soon to become Fanatics Part 2, if the rumors are true. So Stars and Stripes, which is Panini's collegiate and below release. So if you're a real prospect chaser, this is a set that might interest you. So it is 5 packs of 8 cards, so 40 cards in total for $75 a box. You get 7 autographs in every box, which is crazy. A case is 20 boxes, so for $1,500 you're getting 20 times 7. So yeah, 100. I had a complete brain fart there. I was like, that's basic maths. Come on. So 140 autographs out of a case. So these are Team USA players, and 2023 features multiple new teams added, including a second 18U national team, a collegiate national team training camp, and under 18 baseball World Cup teams from around the globe. So it really is about chasing those super young kids. Don't clip that and use it. So it's about chasing those. I can't think of a way of saying prospects. Thank you. I was going to say those young guys, and that's even worse. So it's real chasing those prospects at the kind of collegiate level and collegiate age and below. I know I'm going to move on real fast from this before somebody does clip it and put it on TikTok. So that product's out already. Upcoming, again, we still have Heritage to come between now and the next show. It's actually due out a week on Wednesday. Heritage, classic release. Everybody loves a little bit of Heritage. Real popular with the set builders amongst us. It's not a set that I tend to build myself, but there's a dedicated group here in the UK for Topps Heritage set builders. That's how popular it is. So classic hobby box configuration, 24 packs, 9 cards in every pack, and you get a box loader card and an autograph or relic in every box. So again, it's not about the big chase, finding those autograph cards. It is more about building out that base set. It's a big base set, 500 cards in the base set, or 400 if you don't count the short prints. So depending on your attitude towards short prints, you can either do 400 cards or you can do the full 500. $95 a box, so that's pretty good. That's it on pre-order right now on blowout cards at $95. So that's actually not bad. One of my big predictions for this year was that prices on Topps products were going to skyrocket and we're going to see this big price increase. So I'm quite surprised. It's very pleasant to see yet another hobby release coming in at under $100 a box. This year it's a 1974 card design, and of course the usual range of relics and insert sets that you'd come to expect from Heritage. It doesn't change too much from year to year, apart from the design, of course. And as of right this second, the full checklist isn't actually out yet, even though it's going to be releasing in a week and a half. So we'll see what happens with that. But I know a lot of people will be excited about Heritage, Topps Heritage coming up. What else is coming up? Series 2, Topps Series 2 is coming. So Series 2 carries on Topps flagship release that runs throughout the year. So this time we're working from card numbers 331 up to 660. The final set, once Topps update is included, will be 990 cards. And again, we're looking at the top rookies and veterans from across the league. Tentatively due to release on the 7th of June, so kind of 3-4 weeks away yet. Should have the usual jumbo variants with at least one guaranteed autograph, 2 other hits, and most likely the regular hobby configuration with 1 guaranteed hit, which will be either an autograph or a relic. We should have silver packs again, so look out for those Mojo refractors. And I would expect we'll get a pre-release for this on Topps.com, which is something that Topps piloted with 2023 Bowman. They did a pre-sale directly on Topps.com, which they haven't done before for a hobby release, and I suspect they might well do it again with Series 2. So maybe keep an eye out for that on US Topps. We don't get the pre-release option here in the UK, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, that should be. I forgot what I was going to say. That should be quite an interesting release. It'd be good to see if some of these early season rookies have made the product. Probably not, but a lot of the guys who moved in the off season, I imagine, will be with their new teams. So that'll be a big help. And we should get all not all of them. They'll keep some of them for 2024 flagship, but we should see some of the 2023 hot rookies in update, which will of course come later this year. And it's apparently in Topps update that we're going to see the Major League debut patch cards as well, which is something Topps have been shouting about, which we first heard about in the industry summit back in February.
Yep, they're showing pictures of them clipping them out and taking the pictures of them and putting them in cards, so they're coming soon.
Yeah, so I'm getting stitched onto Perez, is that right? The Miami Marlins top prospect who came up last week.
Yes.
Saw him getting his debut patch stitched on his jersey, so we can expect to see that, I think.
And Dave Maggie got his. They showed his.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It was last episode's feel-good story.
Yeah. I saw they had this in there. So, I mean, that's a good one to have. Like, I hope someone just gives it to him. Like, I really hope like they don't like asking like that. Like, that guy deserves it.
Yeah, I think so. I would agree. A rumor coming out. You'll be pleased about this. I've mentioned a couple of times that Inception seems to have gone missing. So Topps Inception is usually the first release of the year. It comes out before flagship and everything. And we've not seen or heard anything about Inception at all so far. I have from a from a very reliable source that there's a big announcement in quotes related to Topps Inception coming just around the corner. So whether that's by the end of this month, I'm not too sure, but it's certainly coming very soon. Which I think is this big generation-defining announcement that Topps trailed back at the industry summit in February. They promised an announcement that was going to be the biggest change to the hobby in a generation, and I believe that this announcement for Inception is part of this.
Ooh, intriguing! I like it.
Yes, I don't have too much more information than that. Like I say, I did hear from an industry contact in the States that Inception is still coming, but it is tied to this big announcement from Fanatics. So we are waiting with bated breath for that. My contact was under the impression that it actually thought that the announcement might have been made already and almost let it slip. So we almost had a real scoop on our hands, but unfortunately no, it's not been released yet, which is unfortunate. So yeah, we're still waiting for that information to come out from Topps, but I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear that Inception is indeed coming.
I mean, I won't be buying it anytime soon, but I'll absolutely be buying them on Bunt. No problem at all. That's more of my budget there. We got a big trip coming up. I can afford bunt inceptions.
So, well, I tell you, you've segued beautifully into the world of bunt, because that does round out the product news and the new releases that are coming. So yeah, we can move on and talk specifically about Topps Bunt.
Cool. Well, it's been interesting times at Bunt. They've Big League Series 2 came out there with the event. So if you wanted to farm your coins, this is your chance now to build up whatever you may have there. Obviously, they are working on the super rare set where you get all the cards there. So you go through all six steps. At the end, you get the gold super rare. It seems a big hard count, around 5,000 already. So, which is actually less than Series 1. So everyone was excited for Series 1, Series 2, not so much. I wonder if that's because the award was Julio Rodriguez last time. I can't remember who it is now, but it's not it's not Julio. That's all that matters. It's not Julio.
It's not Julio. That's all you care about, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Try to get all those Mariner cards I can, and I don't know. I think it's like Clayton Kershaw or Trey Turner or something like that. So it's not my guy. So, but I'm still close to doing that. What else came out is 1988. Series 2 came out in 1988 there and sold out within 7 hours. It went really quick. There was only, I think it was 750,000 packs. So if you didn't get it, you didn't get them. I Graham knows this. I had already cleared level 50 after the first week, grinded away. And I didn't realize that you have to pay for the monthly pass to get the extra cards on top of that there. So you get the black and white motion card on there. So I paid for that because why not? Like, I've got 30 days to go before the next event. And in doing so, I had a bunch of diamonds. So I dropped probably about 5,000 diamonds into the set there, because 1988 takes it back. That was when you were going to Costco and buying boxes of cards for $8.
So, the happy days.
The happy days, exactly. You're talking, oh, it's cheap. It's under $100. It's cheap. I said, I remember the days it was $8 for a box. And I feel old already. And anyways, but yes, so the 88 sold out pretty much immediately. They're impossible to get. Tough to trade. Everyone wants the rares, the uncommons. People are asking ridiculous prices for. So if you've missed it, you've missed it. It's going to come at a high cost if you look at trading for it. So I know I've asked for a lot for those. I want the rare set. So, but that Mother's Day came out yesterday for obviously North American Mother's Day there. So that's a quick, easy set there of 30 cards, one player from each team. It's same as last year, just got a pink border from the base set. So I think you have 9 days to complete it. And as before the show, we had Heavy Lumber come out. This is a new one to Bunt. So Heavy Lumber is a crafting event where you open, I think it's 3 cards or 4 cards, and 2 of them are Heavy Lumber cards. There are 6 in the set for the commons, and you grind those away up to a legendary. So 6 to go. Yeah. So 6 for the normal ones, and then you go into a super rare, and then there's iconic, and there's legendary. So I did the math. If you want to do it, it's going to cost you 648 packs to have every legendary at the bare minimum.
How much is a pack?
2,500. So it's almost like $1.3 million you have to spend if you want that set. So
$1.3 million. Well, I have 9.6 million in coins at the moment. So.
But the thing is, before the show started, we were talking about off the air. There was already about 50 people that had legendaries from each one already. So like you just had been button mashing and going pack, and like that. So the legendaries would be absolutely worthless. It's the same thing. We'll touch on this next with Bowman, that they're just gonna be worthless legendaries. It was kind of like postseason last year. You got a legendary with a number in the 200s. It's not a legendary. That's just a super rare, maybe iconic, but not a legendary.
Yeah, with that kind of card count, yeah, that is pretty nuts. Tatis is the award card in Series 2 of Big League.
Oh, well, there you go then. So
I looked up.
All right, well, I was mistaken, but yes, I've got 9 cards to go with that damn super rare set, and unfortunately, one of them is to Shohei Ohtani, so I don't think anyone's gonna give that one away to me. So I will have to hit that.
No. Well, I might do some packs and try and do the common set. So if I happen to luck into an Ohtani, I'll let you know.
All right, yeah, we'll see. So, but yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. We talked about Bowman. There are a lot of grumpy people with Bowman because there are people that are cycling through packs and trading it through their second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth accounts there to get those coins there. And it's basically made all. I mean, there's no count for these the crafting cards with the coin, anyways. But all of a sudden, you have accounts that have, say, 5,000 points with 12 legendaries. It's just not that nice. So
yeah, that doesn't make too much sense, does it?
No, and you just trade from one account to the next account and then get the coins to go to the next account there. So yeah, the Bowman account, I think everyone's fed up with it. It's I'm not a fan of Bowman. I don't think it's that great of a card. I don't need 150 prospects to 2 will actually make it in the Major Leagues.
I mean, it's a lot cheaper to collect it in the digital space than it is in the physical world. That's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a bit of a grind. It was a 250 card set for a digital set. That's a lot of cards to put together, and then of course you have the people who are just farming them out and getting coins and getting the coins and just grinding away so you get all the extra cards there. So I don't know. It seems that most people are grumpy. It seems like a real toxic trade market at the moment. So I usually can try to get some pretty fair trades going, and people are asking for more and more. So I think with the whole crafting event and the horde cards, it's just made everyone nasty on there.
Yeah. It does. I mean, as an owner of three accounts on 3 devices, you know, people in glass houses and that should not throw stones. But I can understand why people are crafting the hell out of those Bowman coins, because they were selling for actual physical money. And you know, not an insignificant amount, sort of 3-4, as much as kind of getting up to $5 each. So yeah, you can kind of understand why people are grinding them if they could actually sell them for real money. I mean, it's still a hell of a time investment. You know, you're probably working for like $1 an hour or something, but you know, it's not really. I'm not saying you could like quit your job and grind Bowman coins, but yeah, you can understand why some people are at it, especially if they've got 3 accounts that they can fly through pretty quickly, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think those counts will last long. I think people are reporting them left, right, and center now. I mean, and there was one guy who had over 100 coins. I'm like, how do you accumulate 100 coins?
Jesus, it's just madness, is it? I can't imagine having that much time to dedicate to anything, let alone grinding cards and bunt. Yeah, I mean, in other bunt Bowman news, I saw. When I was researching for the show tonight, I saw that the Drew Jones Superfractor has been pulled in bunt. If you Google it, if you just Google Drew Jones Superfractor, you'll get a link to the YouTube video of the person showing it off. In fact, if I remember, I'll tweet it out, or I'll do something with it after the show so you can see what everyone's chasing in the real world. How dare I? Not in the metaverse, in the actual real world. Yeah, so you can see the bunt digital version of it. To get an idea of what a potential $1 million card looks like.
So one thing they did do is I think it got pulled fairly quickly. Again, Friday, get release day, everyone spends their diamonds to get those ones card. And I think the Drew Jones card got pulled very quickly. And then Pops must have knows, hey, people aren't spending diamonds on Bowman here. So what they had done last week there, that they had the 101, the Junior Caminero. Apparently he's a Rays prospect. I had not heard of him there, but if you pulled the 101 there, you got 300,000 diamonds.
Wow.
Yep. So
and that's been hit as well, has it?
It has been hit. So I think they were adding 50,000 coins a day or 50,000 diamonds a day to the list. So I have no idea how long it took to get that, but I'm guessing a lot of people spent some money on that.
Yeah, well, if the Drew Jones got hit pretty fast, then yeah, I guess you're probably going to see some kind of drop off. But didn't realize people chase them quite so hard as they do in the physical space. But yeah, I imagine that some people would.
I mean, there's
be
definitely
less
some
interested.
whales that have millions of points that just don't
Oh
care.
yeah.
I think I saw a guy with almost 10 million. It's like he must be the super collector guy.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so. That's pretty scary.
Just trying to see. I was just going to look to see what the odds were on the legendaries for these things. So a premium pack. So yeah, so even if you got the premium pack was a 1 in 85. If you wanted that.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, so it was a pretty long shot if you're going to do it. So that's worse odds than we can get for just our regular packs of stuff.
Yeah, God, yeah, that's pretty wild odds. But yeah, good on these guys that are dedicating so much time and effort into Bunt. It's quite something.
Hopefully we can get some of these guys on. I'm curious how much money they spend a month on Bunt. Like, I really want to know what their budget is.
Yeah. And how the hell they get through it so quickly. What bots are you using? Yeah, which actually tees up a beautiful segue into our next little bit of news, talking about bots. And we've spoken at length before about the use of bots and the fact that bots can snap up, not just in the trading card space, but bots snapping up new releases before regular Joe public can get their hands on it. This has become a problem on Topps UK more than perhaps Topps.com, especially for soccer, football, kickball, whatever you want to call it, releases. So Topps have announced in the last week or so that they have partnered with a third-party provider called EQL to help run releases for new product. So their press release reads, Topps has partnered with a company called EQL. Well, I wrote that bit. For some upcoming product launches. EQL is a commerce platform that helps manage the launch of exclusive products. Topps has now partnered with EQL to help manage new launches of unique and limited editions. EQL slows down bots and delivers a launch that is fair. Here at Topps, we believe that everyone should have a chance of getting their hands on the products they love, and that's why we've now partnered with EQL. So essentially, how this is going to work now is whenever a high value or an interesting launch is coming, Topps will do the usual, hey, this is where you can go to buy this product. You connect to the EQL system. You fill out, I think you have to create an account, fill out a form, give your payment details, all that kind of stuff, and then you click go. And then you're basically run through an algorithm. So we're going down the ChatGPT route here. AI, machine learning, all that kind of stuff. It looks at your entry to determine if it's real or if you're a bot. And then you go through some kind of draw or raffle system. And then if you're successful, you get billed, and then your cards, I should say, appear at some point in the future. You get your order confirmation and all that kind of good stuff. What else did they say? So what is EQL? Our very handy Topps PowerPoint slide here. So EQL is a commerce platform that helps manage the launch of high demand products. We've partnered with them to improve the launches of certain limited quality products. EQL prevents our sites from crashing. So there's an important one as well. So they obviously have much more robust back-end infrastructure than your regular e-commerce platform can provide, because this is what they specialize in. To see how seriously they take it, you can go to their website, which I don't have, but I will. I do, which is just eql.com, and look at the retailers that they work with. So they work with Nike for sneaker drops, and they've also worked with Crocs for your hot Croc drops, and that's difficult to say. So EQL prevents our sites from crashing, so way more robust in the back end, restricts fraudulent traffic, and improves your chances of securing product. We believe that everyone should have a fair chance of getting their hands on the products they love. That's why we've partnered with EQL. Now, here's a great little caveat right at the end, and I don't think they made a big enough deal of this. It says, if you are not successful in the raffle, you will have an increased chance of winning in your next entry. Ooh. So, exactly. So if you go in for one of these high products, let's say it's Topps Chrome Sapphire or something that's perennially popular, So you go through it and you're unsuccessful, then that'll be marked on your EQL account, and you will have increased odds on the next time you enter to try and get one of these limited edition or very popular products. So this was just announced, I think, about 5 or 6 days ago. They've not actually released any using this new platform yet. When I first saw the press release, I think I sent it to you jokingly and said, well, anything's better than the way that they handled NFT releases. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so it looks like they're actually doing this properly with a trusted partner and with, that are obviously have experience in this particular market, this high value or high, what's it? I'm trying to use their words. They're
in-demand products.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why my brain isn't working tonight, but
I'm looking at that. I just realized how uncool I am because I have no idea what some of these brands are.
Yeah, well, I know, right? But it's trusted by innovative brands and retailers, and the first one they hold up is Crocs, and that just makes me laugh. They include a screenshot at one point on their website of a Crocs drop that they've managed, and these ugly ass Crocs that they were launching were $175. Who the hell's paying $175 for Crocs? Come on, dude! What the hell?
Apparently, they're super comfy. Side note about this, because we're such a on topic podcast here, but you've seen the movie Idiocracy?
No, I have not. No.
But you know the one I'm talking about.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so the guy goes into the future and wakes up and basically have turned into America recently. Anyways, so the I wouldn't say the set designer, but the costume designer, that's what I was thinking. The costume designer was tasked with finding futuristic looking shoes that were inexpensive to buy. And there was an up-and-coming brand up there that was making these shoes, which turned out to be Crocs. So they bought hundreds of pairs of Crocs. So if you look at the movie and people are walking around, they are wearing Crocs because it was an up-and-coming brand that no one knew about and looked kind of futuristic looking. And here we are now, 20 years later, people are wearing Crocs.
That's unreal. Crocs have had their, like, in all seriousness, here we go, off topic again, but like Crocs have had their glow up though in the last sort of year or so, because it really was like, yeah, nurses wear them because they're comfortable and everyone else thinks they're pig ugly. Now, they're still pig ugly, but they seem to be very, very on trend, shall we say. And I say that as a very uncool 42-year-old father of two who wouldn't know anything cool and trendy now if it came up and punched him in the face. But yeah, so Crocs apparently the new hotness.
Yeah, well, remember, so are Uggs, and no one wears Uggs anymore.
No one wears Uggs anymore. That's true. That's very true. Yeah, it's all about the Stanley water bottles these days. Just ask my wife.
I don't know anything that's going on. I'm not cool.
You're not. No, neither am I. Neither am I. It's all these. I can't remember the right word. It's a very TikTok trend. These Stanley water bottles. If you're a TikToker and you're on Mom Talk in the States, then all these like suburban moms with their Stanley water bottles making their flavored waters and whatever else. It's kind of funny. This is what happens to a country when you don't give it diluting juice, because all you need is diluting juice, and that makes your water taste nice. You don't have to go make like a 50-second TikTok about the crystal light powder you're mixing with your skinny syrup, flavored syrups and stuff to make your water taste good. Because your water tastes like ass because it's been through 19 people before it gets to you.
I want some Crystal Light now. Not had it in years.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you can add that to your list when you go back to the homeland in July.
Oh, I'm gonna double
get yourself some Crystal Light. Yeah. Well, there's an avenue I don't think we'll be go down tonight. I don't think we'll be talking about water talk. So yeah, if you're on TikTok, go at some of it's hilarious. It's like I say, suburban moms getting very excited about this stuff. It's actually quite amusing.
I've never heard that. I'm even uncooler than you. I've never heard of that.
I'll send you some after. I'll send you some after the show. I was sending them to my wife as a piss take because she got very excited when she got her limited color UK exclusive Stanley Cup for 45 quid a few weeks ago. She was very excited. So. Yeah. Hey, whatever.
We all have our things. Like I said, we collect baseball cards. So yeah,
we're sitting here talking about pictures of men on cardboard. So who am I to slag off my wife for indulging in an insulated travel cup? Yeah, how dare I? So yeah, I was presented without comment. There you go.
Okay, so now look at him. What's so special about it? It's a cup with a straw.
Well, as you see, it's got a handle.
Yeah, it's a handle. I mean, so that makes all the difference to it.
It does, yeah. So Yeti was the cool brand before, sort of 4 or 5 years ago, but Yetis don't have handles. So Stanley's USP, their unique selling point, was the fact that it had a handle.
All right, very good. So somebody put a handle on a cup.
They put a handle on a cup and charge £45 for it.
So we're in the wrong business.
We are in the wrong business. You're correct. So good on you if you have a Stanley water cup. Watch out for a new podcast coming to you soon.
I got a feeling someone's gonna buy those for those and personalize it. They're gonna bedazzle the shit out of it.
I guarantee you go on eBay, or Etsy, you probably will be able to get bedazzled versions. It would not surprise me. Well, talking of bedazzling and making things shiny and bling, we coronated a new king barely a week ago. And that's the best segue I've had so far. We've gone from bejeweled Stanley Cups to the coronation of our monarch. And why the hell am I talking about the fact that we put a crown on an old man in a baseball card podcast? Well, Topps decided to celebrate this momentous event with a limited release of 4 Topps Now King's coronation cards that were available for the previous calendar week. They're now off sale. But if you were lucky enough to get your hands on the set for £24 of 4 cards, you have the chance of some parallels. So they're releasing parallels in lucky orders, numbered out of 10, out of 5, and you're going to get a 1 of 1 as well. And I am here to speculate right now that if you pull the 1 of 1 King's coronation card, I think your mortgage is taken care of for a little while. I think that's going to be an absolute monster of a card.
I mean, I bought a 4-pack basically. That'd be cool for the girls to have, and I'm not a newspaper guy, and who knows, like when they're my age, newspapers that will even exist. They barely exist now, but yeah, absolutely. If they pulled the Topps 2022 Topps UK pulled the Royal card, and that went for, I think that was a super short print. And that still went for like $1,200. So the one of one,
that was the Kate card, right? The Princess
Kate card. Yes, I was trying to think who it was. The Kate card. Yeah. So that was $1,200 for a super short print. A 1 of 1 of the King's coronation, and knowing how many Royal fans are out there,
especially in your motherland. Now, I do hate to lead into a stereotype. But yeah, I imagine the US market for that would be substantial.
Yeah, I mean, I think 10,000 is probably a good start.
Yeah,
and we'll take it from there.
Genuinely wouldn't surprise me if it got into 5 figures. I reckon 4 figures for sure. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it pushed up 10, which would be unique for any number of reasons. I mean, Topps Now cards, as a general rule, don't go for huge amounts on resale when compared to, like a Shohei Ohtani flagship rookie card compared to a Shohei Ohtani Topps Now rookie card, or celebrating one of his many achievements. He must get one every week. I saw he passed Babe Ruth for some other thing last week, so no doubt there was a Topps Now card about that.
Most home runs as a pitcher.
There you go. Already he's passed that mark. That's kind of unbelievable.
But I think it only counts on days that he pitches. Doesn't count in his career, obviously.
Yes, of course, that would make sense.
Anyways,
so it would be quite a high number, I think, for a Topps Now card in general, which would be kind of good. Like I said, I think Topps Now perhaps deserves a little bit more love than it tends to get, especially for some of the momentous things that happen in baseball. Like a lot of the Ohtani stuff, he's breaking all these records all the time.
I wasn't a big fan of Topps Now, and I do love them now. I think it's great. It really captures some of the moments. I bought the Julio Rodriguez Trident card. I think it's super cool. I bought a couple rookie debuts and stuff like that there, where you're just not going to get that on anything else there. So, it's a good way to say I want to collect cards. I want to collect cards from my team. Great, you don't have to worry about trying to like buy a spot and hope I hit something good out of there.
That's true. Yeah,
and I can actually afford Mariner cards. I don't have to fight people over the spot for it.
That's it. Yeah. You can afford a J-Rod card when it's coming fresh out of Topps now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's a lot of fun. I think it puts fun back into baseball, and I think we're seeing that just in general. Baseball has become a little bit more fun overall.
Yeah, I would completely agree. Yeah, so yeah, keep an eye out for them. We'll see. It's a case of these will be hit because they're just you can't pre-buy them like the old Project 100 cards, Project 100 cards. They are just randomly inserted into orders, so somebody will get, along with their package, a one of the King's Coronation, and I think they'll do quite nicely out of it for their £24 invested, or £8 invested if you only bought the single card. So yeah, good luck if you've ordered your King's Coronation cards. My fingers crossed.
Interesting thing is they didn't come out with print runs yet.
No, I checked before the show actually, and they've not released it yet either. So
I thought that was
Topps lagging behind.
I don't know. I mean, this is the first time I ever buy anything Topps now from Topps UK. I always have to buy them from Topps US. So.
That's a fair point as well. Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a difference with that or not. Maybe we just expect a 2-week delay. Who knows?
So the window's closed now. I think they said shipping is 28 days or so after the window closes. So maybe 5-6 weeks, we should start seeing these parallels popping up. So,
they better show up before July. That's all I ask. I don't want to sit there and be like, "Did I hit it? I got it." I'll have my kids open it up.
Point. Yeah, you'll be sailing pretty close to the window, I reckon. But
I will. Yeah. So 27th, 28th. Yeah, we're getting there. It's the holidays come up quicker than I can think about.
You mean you're not going to open them live in the show? You're going to let your kids have the fun? How rude!
I will not. Actually, be honest, I would not let my kids touch the cards. No way. Not with the chance. Actually, that reminds me of something. We got to check at the chat about something else. I'll bring something up. You've got an update for us.
Uh-oh.
Well, okay. Well, we'll just talk about it now. So we talked about a few weeks ago about me submitting my cards to get graded.
So, see, I was going to ask about this, but I figured we would do it in a pre-production thing rather than live during the show. But let's do it. Right. Yeah, let's do it.
So I submitted my 1951 Ted Williams Bowman card to be graded, and we kind of all guessed at what we thought would be there, and we graded it out as a 3, which I'm quite happy with. I'm just glad it's encased there. But it was interesting because what it did is it took a week to get there, which wasn't bad considering it was going international. SCG were very good. Let me know the one that received, and it only took 5 days from receiving to mailed. I don't know.
That is good.
So considering it was only one card, probably not that bad. If I had set 10 cards, something like that, there maybe a little bit more there. And it was received at my brother's house, so I shipped them 2 days later. So
wow, that's really good. So yeah, so a calendar week from end to end process. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So I was quite impressed with SCG. Again, one card. I mean, if you're sending multiple cards, I'm sure it will take longer here and there, but just the one card there. Pretty pleased about that. Double the value of the card with the grade. So I'm actually just happy it's enclosed. It's been sitting at the desk for a while. So
yeah, that's pretty cool to get it encased and get it protected. That's pretty awesome. I look forward to seeing that one actually. I remember the card raw, so I'm looking forward to seeing it slabbed up.
But since we're talking about the kids, and I do it, since I went to my brother who has 2 kids, as the same age as my youngest, I said, look, keep that away from the kids and the dog.
Yeah, you've been there before, right?
I was just like, right, you can put that somewhere high, and they can't see it, and don't keep it outside.
Yeah. Keep it locked away.
So Hybrid, same thing, the same time as SCG. Received a day earlier. I don't know what the difference between Florida and Tennessee is, but apparently they got there. They printed it out 5 days later. So the label I had printed out took 5 days to do that, which wasn't too bad. And it was mailed. I don't have the date for the mail, but I'm still waiting to see when it gets to my brother. But again, turnaround time, super quick. Pretty pleased with that. Probably not ideal to send just one card, but you know what? For our experiment to see what it was like, we'll put the post up later. Yeah, pretty pleased with the turnaround there.
Yeah. So was this your party with a custom label?
It was the party of the custom label. I have no idea what it looks like. You can't see it, which is kind of frustrating on there. So it will be a complete surprise. And when it goes to my brother, I will ask him to open it up to see what it is, when, or what it looks like there. So, and then I'm waiting on my Garcia Studios Harry Ford card to show up as well, which has been done. And he shared it on his, so it looks pretty cool there. So now I just have to hope Harry stays in single A for until July.
Yeah, the Harry Ford countdown is on.
So, but yeah, it was interesting. That was the first time to do grading. You know what? If they're still doing group grading, then maybe I do that again there. I think the next one I'm definitely going to try is a UK company just to see what it's like. Not a card it's worth anything, but just something fun. Just see how it looks value-wise, compare it to the other two.
I have thoughts around that as well. We can talk about that off air. But yeah, I'm looking to do something more with one of the UK grading companies as well as a bit of an experiment, so we can share ideas on that.
Cool.
There's probably a couple of different angles we could run on it, but yeah, I had an idea around that as well. So because we talk about it a lot, and we sort of treat them rather disparagingly, but people use them, and so there must be something in it. But again, it's about people just wanting to protect their cards, and some people I think get a surprise when they try and resell and think that a UK grading company 10 should command the same as a PSA or a Beckett 10, and it's like, right, okay, you need to temper your expectations a little bit there, because not even an SGC or an HGA or any one of the slightly more established brands will get you anywhere near to a PSA or a Beckett figure. So yeah, a little bit of education required, but again, they do get used. So yeah, a little bit of a closer look at the UK grading scene, I think, would be quite interesting, and yeah, we can share ideas on that for a future episode for sure.
Well, hopefully there's going to be some of them at the sports card show, and we can chat to them then and get an idea there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I'm not actually going to the show, to the Scottish Card Show. I'm only going to the awards are happening on the Saturday evening. So by the time I got to try and get tickets for the show, the Saturday tickets were sold out, and there was very limited tickets available for the Sunday. However, we need to travel back up to Aberdeen reasonably early on the Sunday because we're leaving our kids. We're not taking the kids down to Edinburgh. So I'm not actually going to have a chance to go to the show. But at the same time, and at the same venue that the award show's on, there's a trade night happening. So I may take some trade fodder with me and see if I can trade out some of my baseball for maybe some cool other sports. So I'm gonna give the trade night a shot. Plus, I've got the wife in tow. I'm pretty sure the last thing she wants to do is go around looking at musty, dusty trading cards for half of her weekend. She's excited by the awards night because presumably there'll be Prosecco, so that'll keep her happy. So yeah, the idea of actually trolling around the show, I'm not actually going to the show. I'm only going to the trade night and the awards dinner, or the awards night. I don't even think it's a dinner; it's just an award show. So.
But you know what? The St. James Center is right up the road, and they just kind of leave her there. And
that's a good point. Yeah. Well, the show itself's way down in Leith somewhere. It's not actually. It's not the same place as the awards. The awards are happening at Easter Road, the Hibernian football stadium.
Right. Okay. I thought it was the same thing. It's actually not. It's like a 10-15 minute walk from each other. I know exactly what. But there's the grading company of the year. There's 10 or 8.
There is, yeah.
So
yeah.
That's a good place to start. Anyways, I knew I saw that as part of the nominees there. So
yeah. Like I said, we can pitch our ideas at each other. And we will cover UK grading in some capacity in a future episode for sure, because it's something that needs talked about. Like I say, it's pretty big especially in the football scene, the kickball, round ball football. A lot of people who collect football cards or soccer cards, they use the UK grading companies, one in particular, to grade their football cards. And when you see that company's logo, you can kind of understand why, because it's basically a blatant copy of the Premier League logo. I'm not sure how they've not had a cease and desist yet, if I'm honest. So it's definitely a topic that's worth talking about. So like I say, we can look out for that in a future episode.
Cool. That's interesting. Yeah.
All right.
I'm curious to see how those guys all work and what are there and more of the process there. I guess they'd be willing to more share these things than asking Beckett to trade secrets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you went onto the old YouTubes, in fact, I'm fairly sure there's reasonably recent videos from PSA and Beckett that talk a little bit about the process. I mean, yeah, like I say, they don't give away their secrets about exactly how a card qualifies for a certain grade, what the plus minuses are for, to determine what's a 9, what's a 9.5, all that kind of stuff. But to see the physical process to actually encase a card in a plastic holder, you can see how that's done pretty much anywhere on the internet. You buy a sonic welder from China on AliExpress for $3,000 and ship it over, and the cases are about 5 pence each. You buy them by the 10,000 or so, and then you pop your card in the case, sonic weld it shut, and job's a good one. You're off. So yeah, physically it's not too bad a process. But yeah, as for what criteria they're using to actually determine the grade for the card, that I imagine that's quite proprietary. It might be more difficult to track down, but certainly worth trying. Anyway, talking of trying things, our podcast this week is imaginatively titled "Now We're Food Critics," after we spoke about a TV show for a little bit of time in the last episode. So this week we're trying America. I say we. Jason is trying the rebooted Reggie Bar. So you're going to have to give us an education on what a Reggie Bar was and what it now is.
So back in the 70s, the Reggie Bar, I don't even know how they came to the Reggie Bar. They must have said, hey, look, we must like a candy bar there. And it was a promotional giveaway at Yankee Stadium. And Reggie particularly had a bad day. And they threw the Reggie Bar at Reggie and littered the field with Reggie Bars. So I don't think it didn't go around very well. And they decided to bring it back this spring as kind of a fundraiser that happened at the Astros Stadium. And you could buy a box. I think it was 8 of these for $24. And the guy that actually got in touch, said, hey, do you want some Reggie Bars? And I actually have your Reggie Bar here, which I just haven't sent it up there.
Yeah, your fellow Ball Caps and Bagpipes host and I did agree to split that, and I would still like to honor it. So, I'm sure John and I will get together for a baseball commentary. I know we missed out on the one earlier this year because the game got cancelled, but I'm sure John and I will get together at some point for an Aberdeen game. Hopefully he makes it up again this season, and then I'll split it with him. I'm not going to eat the whole thing. I'll definitely still do that for you, John. Don't worry.
Right. So the question is, it's either American date format or European date format. So it's either good till December, or you've got to eat it by July.
I imagine it might last forever. I think it could be one of these things that's like cockroaches and Twinkies will survive.
So yeah, no, I think it should be all right. I think somebody actually opened the original Reggie Bar and ate it, and yeah, it didn't go down well. It's kind of like, early 80s Topps gum. Like, you can do it, but it's not suggested to do it. But yeah, apparently it's a chocolate-covered caramels and peanuts in this thing.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, while you're rustling away with that packet, the original candy product that would one day become the Reggie Bar was a product called a Bun Bar. This was a caramel and milk chocolate confection that was made in round discs and sold individually under the name Bun Bar. There were various versions of this bar, like vanilla cream and caramel. This was a product that was made by the Wayne Bun Candy Company throughout the late 1940s. During this period, the candy was sold to a variety of different corporations, eventually coming into the hands of Leaf Confectionery, who then sold it to Standard Brand's Curtis Candy Company. With Curtis at the helm, the candies were repackaged as Reggie Bars in honor of Reggie Jackson. The story behind this choice is interesting because the ever-confident Reggie Jackson stated early in his career that someone would have to name a candy bar after him. The Curtis Company was happy to reply to this in the affirmative, and they packaged each of their Reggie bars in a bright red wrapper that showed Reggie's image on it in action. There you go. Thank you very much, snackhistory.com, for all of your candy history requirements. Check out snackhistory.com. Not a sponsor. I just Googled it and found that page. Make sure you use an ad blocker, because I've never seen so many ads in all my life, and it's coming through my ad blocker.
Oh man, is that bad?
Jesus. Yeah, that's a spammy website. I'm not saying any of it's nefarious. There's just a lot of adverts on it.
Right. So I've got another one. I got a fandom one there. So the Reggie bar, yes. Yep, the same thing there. So he didn't have a bad day. He had a good day, and the fans walked into the stadium. They were handed Reggie bars, and when Reggie hit a home run and returned to right field, the next thing, fans began throwing the Reggie bars onto the field in celebration. So there you go. I knew it was something that they knew they threw the candy bar onto the field. Now I assumed it was a bad day, but a good day. All right, why not?
Yeah. Does the rebooted packaging have his image on?
It sure does. So let me.
That's it. I wonder if maybe they dropped that off for licensing reasons, but
no, because it's that weird thing of like Don Anderson Panini. So if you look at the actual Reggie bar, it's definitely Reggie in a Yankees uniform, except for that there's no Yankees logo.
Oh, there's no Yankee stuff on it. Okay.
Yeah.
No Nike swoosh on there, no.
No,
that's absolute sarcasm. There's no Nike swoosh on it.
But it was one of those things. Is like, you know what? They would probably do something like that. So looking at the old wrapper, looking at the new wrapper, it looks pretty much identical. I don't think they've changed anything on it. So, but yeah. So,
I'm looking forward to your tasting notes and in your best sommelier style, please.
So yeah, it looks like it's like a peanuts mixed with caramel, and then chocolate on top of it, and kind of like a mound of I guess the best way to describe it there. So kind of like a ghetto Snickers. That's kind of what I'm going for.
There we go. This is fantastic podcast content. I recommend switching over to YouTube if you're listening to us on Spotify. You can watch this back on YouTube, and you'll see Jason filling his face with Reggie.
It looks like they took like peanuts and caramel and mashed it together like a hamburger patty, and then just dropped it in chocolate. Like that's what it looks like there. So let's see what it tastes like.
Oh, that's quite the mouthful as well. You're gonna have to chew that quick, or I'm gonna have to fill like a bitch until you swallow that thing. Golly, you took the biggest bite I've ever seen.
I'm hungry. It's really good. I mean, you got the peanuts, the caramel on the right side there, the chocolate on top. And so you get the salty and sweet. Oh yeah, this is good. Kind of reminds it's rich, kind of like a Christmas candy and stuff like that, where you just get overdosed on. And you can only eat one, and then the diabetes kicks in.
Yeah, is it giving you Snickers vibes, or is it giving you more? What's the peanut snack bar that they have in the States? In the UK,
Reese's
we
Pieces?
It's more peanut butter, though, isn't it? So in the UK, we have a Topic. Have you ever had a Topic as a visitor to these shores? Have you had a Topic bar?
I don't think I ever had a Topic. I don't think I've even seen a Topic bar.
And so a Topic was basically peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. So I'm curious to see if there's any parallels to be drawn there. Yeah, if you've never had a Topic bar, then this is a pointless conversation.
No, it's no, I've not had one. But yeah,
is it giving you Snickers vibes then, or no?
No, definitely not Snickers vibes there. It's more. I'm getting more of the caramel and then the saltiness of the nuts. So. Put the nuts in your mouth.
Sorry, I'm a fucking child, haven't I? I can't believe I just sniggered at salty nuts. My god!
It reminds me of when we got deep fried Mars bars and our deep fried Snickers bar, and then when we opened up, there was no nuts in the Snickers bar. So you actually get nuts on these. So, but yeah, it's really good.
As an aside, that deep fried Mars bar night, that was. The anniversary of that night was, I think, less than a week ago, because it came up in my Facebook memories. Yeah, so there you go. That's a real aside, by the way. Jason is, you may not be aware, Jason is this week celebrating 20 years on these fair shores. So we've been reminiscing a little bit about some of our early shenanigans. yeah, we had a reasonably boozy night out, I suppose. I don't recall what the celebration was or the reason for it. There may not have been a reason for it.
Was that the one with vibes and the karaoke?
Quite possibly. Yeah, I can't say for sure I remember much of it. I do remember the deep fried Mars bar because I think my life changed when I ate that deep fried Mars bar. It was so good.
You know what? It did, because I was saying that me and Lisa were debating. I mean, this is going by the Facebook update. Me and Lisa debating that we were actually deep fried Mars bar connoisseurs, and we could tell the difference on how crispy they were, if they used the right batter or if they used the fishy batter for the fish and chips or not. So this is real recent. So this is also going back 13 years ago there. And that was pretty funny. So yeah, I think we probably dragged you guys out and said, we had a deep fried Mars bar. And you guys, no one has those but tourists. Like, yeah, we know. But
yeah.
Gotta try them.
It was so good though. Yeah, it was so good. And that was like ridiculous o'clock in the morning as well at Cafe Picanto on I want to say it's not Coburn Street, Broughton Street. Thank you.
Street. You know what the scary thing is, though? I mean, there used to be like £1, maybe £2 for the deep fried Mars bar. They charge £6 for a deep fried Mars bar.
£6 for a deep fried Mars bar.
I'm gonna unwrap the wrapper and dunk it in some batter and then dunk it deep fried. £6, please.
What is it, is it like a Michelin star version of it or something? There's like Tom Kitchen knocking these out now.
I think because where they're located and there's nowhere else to go for late night drunk food. I think they charged that they did. I mean, they're charging like £8 for chips now. I was like, what?
Jesus, what? Welcome to the cost of living crisis, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, it is a disco chippy, so you've earned another burden, and you're out there late night, and you need some banging tunes where you're waiting for your fish and chips. You can go there and don't get the chicken.
I was just about to say, yeah, don't get the chicken kebab, as our friend Nick will attest to. Yeah, that was a heck of a story as well. So if would you recommend deep frying the Reggie bar?
Oh gosh, if you know what, if I can get a hold of one, I'll save yours, but I'll see if I can get hold of a case of those, and I'll bring it back from the States.
We'll do it for 4th of July next year.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I was trying to think. I can probably go to a chippy that I know where the guy works, and I've been seeing him there for a while.
You didn't get it done professionally.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, you can try this there.
Yeah, our artisanal deep fried candies. I love it.
Oh yeah, and then that way, we can do that with a bunch of American candy that we can't get here. Like, okay.
Excellent. I look forward to that. All right, on that fast track to diabetes, then. Let's wrap up the show for this week. As always, this episode will be available as a podcast from next Monday. That is the 22nd of May. And Jason and I will be back live on Monday, the 29th of May, for our next installment of Tea and Tops. So until then, thanks everybody for listening. Please, as I say, go and vote for us for Podcast of the Year, the UK Trading Card Collector Awards. You can visit us, teaandtops.com, to get all the information, access to the voting form, and everything else you need to know. Watch us on the socials over the next few weeks. We've got a few things to tweet out after the discussions today. And yeah, let's hope for that big Inception announcement as well, coming hopefully very soon. So yeah, until the next show, Jason, thanks very much again.
Brilliant. Always fun talking to you. We'll see everyone in 2 weeks' time.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll talk to you soon.